right, Shalom, Shalom. Zahar, spirit wind lawyer of the GMS Mississippi camp, giving all honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahashor, Kahakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right. Psalm 51:6, it says, "Thou desires truth after the inward parts." All right, and that links up with the book of Romans, the 7th chapter, where it says, "I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man." All right, because this truth, all right, this truth is food for the inward man. All right, this truth is food for the inward man. All right, this truth is strength for the inward man in the city of Rome. All right, this is the modern Roman Empire. All right, the theme is to pour into your flesh, or feed your flesh. Whereas it says in the scriptures in Galatians, all right, the spirit lusts against the flesh, and the flesh against the spirit, man. All right. So in this truth, we really have to modify our lives where we are pouring into the inward man, because you have input and output, and your output is a result of your input. And hey, what I've learned, man, through experience, man. Once again, your output is a result of your input, meaning if you pour into the inward man, it's going to show in your actions. All right, it's going to show in your actions. And I hope, brothers and sisters could hear me. I had someone say that I couldn't really be heard in the video, but because they were saying a bunch of other stuff too. But I just want to be sure, But the point is, I delight after the law of the Most High, after the inward man. So what you have to understand is that we have to resist the flesh, all right, to a certain extent, to pour into the spirit, because you gotta feed yourself. You're gonna have certain things you do, or you're gonna have your downtime, but this truth is a journey for the inward man. All right. It says in the scriptures, the they that are of Yahushai are of a new creature. All right. And a new creature is really the inward man. All right. Because you have your spirit, but your spirit is bound to this earthly tabernacle. It's weighed down by human nature, by the flesh, by the impulses, by cravings, by vanity, But Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, he rests, he exists, he resides in the inward man. All right. So that's what we have to pour into, man. Okay. And I've learned that everything we do, you can either pour into your flesh or pour into your spirit. All right. The music, the food, just your surroundings, Like I said, you're not gonna just be 100% a monk, where you just have no pleasures. You're gonna have pleasures. You're gonna have things you like to do. All right. It's not necessarily for the spirit, but it's really all in balance. But our priority is an investment in the inward man. All right. Faith starts, all right, within the inward man. All right. I delight after the law of the Most High, after the inward man. I delight in the law of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, after the inward man. All right. And Satan wants you to not pour into that inward man, because the flesh, that's the playground, man. The lust and the different desires that come from the flesh, if you live in that, that's Satan's playground, man. Okay. But once again, America, Babylon, and Rome, It wants you to move as though you have no spirit inside your body. You know, do as thou will. You know, live life animalistically, all right, until you grow old. But now you have Jake that's old, and they still want to live life like a Roman. You know, they want this shit forever, man. like that Drake, Eminem, what's that Drake, Eminem, Lil Wayne? I want this shit forever, man. You know, but you know, you pour into the spirit, you weaken the flesh. You know, you pour into the flesh, you weaken the spirit, man. All right, but this truth requires you to pour into that inward man, that spirit that's within your body, man. Okay? And that's part of the fight. Part of the fight to stay focused in its truth. Part of the fight to, you know, stay on fire, keep your fire, your fire kindled. You know, because the flesh doesn't want to read. The flesh doesn't want to listen to videos. The flesh doesn't want to link up and do videos. All right? But when you do those things, it kindles, all right? It strengthens that fire that's within you. Hey, the water. The flesh doesn't want to, the flesh, it's a lot. The flesh thinks that's boring, man. All right? The flesh thinks that's boring. Like linking up with brothers, go to a brother's house in the middle of the week, open up the word, do a video. The flesh thinks that's boring, you know? Like, shit, man. You know? And you're not going to always be in the spirit to do it, but oftentimes when you do it, then that inspiration comes. Sometimes the inspiration is not there. Or you might be, you know, drained from your work week or just from life. But when you discipline yourself to, you know, do the works, then the inspiration comes when you're doing it. It's sort of like going to the gym, man. Sometimes you don't feel like working out. Sometimes the inspiration comes when you start working out. Then you feel good. You know? Then you feel good, you know? But I mean, that's pretty much the point, man. You know, this truth is for the spiritual man. It's for the inward man. This book is manna for the soul. All right, you have to be in a certain spirit just to get into it. You know, not to mention the Heavenly Father has to send His holy angels, all right, to open up the doors of your mind to receive the understanding. You know. But it's manna. It's a diet for that inward man, you know. Because like I said, in America, you just moving in the flesh. Everything around you just draws of the flesh. But this word is for that inward man, and that's what we need. That's what we need to ground us and anchor us, you know. But that's pretty much the point. It is the point. Hope this was edifying. Just a quick lesson before we start our day. Some of us are ending our work day, you know. Well, with that, I hope you were edified. Once again, I want to give out honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Chahakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone Rule Well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba, Kum Yashala, Shalom.